All right, so with us still sitting here and stuff like that, I told y'all I do a lot of videos like this, bro. Well, I just started doing videos like this, but I do this shit a lot right here, dog. Like, I just be out and about just riding around and shit like that, like late night, bro. Like, I just be cruising and shit like that, right? And I just be, like I said, I'll sit here, just be reminiscing, thinking about shit or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my my mental right. I do a lot of praying, bro. I do a lot of, you know what I'm saying, self-evaluation to myself. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's good to share these stories and stuff like that with people and stuff like that. Because I know there's people out there going through the same type of stuff that, you know, I might be going through. Or even if you listen to my video or watch my video and whatever the topic that we're talking about has nothing to do with you, I'm sure that you still can take little bits of knowledge out of the topic that we're talking about and implement that into your everyday life, man, where if you ever get put into a situation, or if you are in a situation that's not so-called like that, but something like that, you'll know how to conduct yourself, man, in that situation. You feel me? But I got another video for y'all real quick. Me and my sister. When I tell y'all I deal with a lot of women, it's not just women that I'm fucking. Me and my sister, yes, we don't have a good relationship with each other. Now, before I even start this off, let me first come with flowers before I start talking negative. Because one thing about me, I am the truth. I am a man. And I'm going to give you your flowers if you do got those flowers. All right? I'm not just going to come and just start talking belligerent and stuff like that and try to make it seem like my story is so impactful and truthful and you just so much of a shitty person. No, I'm not going to do that. That's not how the truth moves. I'm going to tell it as it is and how it is, and as simple as that. My sister is the oldest one out of all of us. I am the youngest out of everybody. My sister is 13 years older than me. I'm 31, so she has to be 43, 44. I don't know, something like that. You feel me? Ever since when we was little and stuff like that, my sister has always been in my circle, has always provided for me and stuff like that. Back when we was younger and we were still living in Virginia, because originally, you know what I'm saying, I was born in Virginia. We're all from Virginia and stuff like that. My sister was the first one to leave Virginia and come up here to Chicago in 1998, I want to say, because that's when she graduated out of high school. And when she graduated out of high school, she came up here to Illinois and stuff. We didn't come up here until about 2 years later in 2000. You feel me? And even at that particular time, my sister, even when she was up here, you know, she always sent me gifts, money, always calling me and stuff like that, checking on me and stuff like that. Like, being a true big sister. Like, you gotta think about it. That particular time, she was what, graduated high school, so what, 17, 18, 19 years old, and I'm what, you know, 13 years behind her, so, you know, 6, 7, you know what I'm saying, some shit like that. But my sister has always, you know what I'm saying, been in my circle and always been a great big sister to me growing up. Always. Even when we came up here and stuff like that, she was, you know what I'm saying, what anybody would wish to have as a big sister. She took me out, took me to the movies, took me to events, you know, buying me clothes, you know, stuff that she don't have to do. You know, I got a mother, I got a father, both of them in my life. She doesn't have to do none of this shit, but she did that though. You feel me? You know, there's always there for me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that before I start talking and, you know, talking about why me and her don't see eye to eye right now in current day, I want to make sure that I paint the narrative and let y'all know that this is not coming from a place of anger. This is not, none of my videos is coming from a place of anger. None of my videos is coming from a place of, you know, I want people to have sympathy for me, anything like that. I just make these videos because I feel like they're, you know, impactful. I know that there's people that, you know, go through the same stuff that I go through, and hopefully that you can take something from my video and maybe that can help you in your everyday, you know, same lifestyles. That's the only reason why I make these videos. I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. I don't want nobody to be like, oh, you're so right and they're so wrong. No, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, tell me what it is. You know, it is what it is. I don't care. You got to realize something. I'm a person that I move on my own. I'm by myself. I feel like I'm by myself. So I don't care what outsiders think. I don't. You feel me? So that's why I wanted to paint that picture before I started talking. That my sister is incredible. Even with my son in today's time, she's incredible. She is the best auntie that my son could possibly have. Always got my son, always taking him to events, you know, buying him stuff, you know, being above and beyond auntie, just like how she was above and beyond sister. You know what I mean? Like, just all of that. But where the issue comes in hand when it comes to my sister is that my sister has a, and it's not just my sister, but my sister, my oldest sister and my oldest brother have a how can I say this? You know, negative feeling, a negative vibe about our mother. About a situation that happened, because I know where it stems from. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, me being truthful and stuff like that, the situation where it stems from is that my older brother and sisters, they have the same father. I have a different father, right? When my mother was dealing with, you know, their father back in the day and stuff like that, and not to try to go, I'm not gonna go too much in there. I'll have to make that into his own separate video. But basically, my mother went through a lot of turmoil, a lot of abuse, you know, a lot of neglect, just a lot of stuff with that man. Had her on drugs, abusing her mentally, physically, sexually, whatever. You know, just a lot of bullshit, right? To the point that, you know, my mother, the only thing that she can think, you know, to do to get away from this man was to go to Virginia. That's like one of the main reasons why we ended up in Virginia. That's why I was born in Virginia, to try to get away from this man. And in the mix of her trying to get away from the man was able to find where she was in Virginia and stuff like that. Went down there to Virginia and tried to do whatever he tried to do to her and stuff like that. Situation happened where, you know, whatever he went down there to try to do, you know, that's besides the story. But at the end of the day, my mother had to defend herself and take his life. So my older brother and sister have a negative feeling about my mother because they know the story, but I don't know what story they was told. I mean, I don't know why they mad at their mother for her defending herself and taking his life. But for some odd reason, they're mad at her about that. And they've been mad at her for years, decades about that. You feel me? So that's a key point of, I had to use that in this story for y'all can make understanding and understand what's about to happen when I tell you the rest of the story, why me and my sister don't see eye to eye with each other. So, like I said, you know, all the way up until 2020, I never had no issue with my sister and stuff like that. Like, I never had no issue with my sister. Never seen, you know, any type of, you know, argument with my sister. There's nothing. We was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I got older and stuff like that or whatever, you know, we, you know, wasn't talking every day and stuff like that because, you know, I'm older in age and stuff like that. You know, I'm finally in my 20s at that particular time. So, you know, I don't talk to you every day and stuff like that. But, you know, when I see you, it's nothing but love. You my big sister. You know what I'm saying? You know, what up and stuff like that. But I never had no ill will towards my sister. And like I said, my sister, since I had my son, my sister's been the best auntie to my son that, you know what I'm saying, my son can possibly have. Just like how I've been in my son's life since day one, my sister has been, you know what I'm saying, a beautiful auntie with my son since day one, since 2012. And, excuse me, over the time and stuff like that, you know, my sister started building up a rapport or whatever with the mother of my child. What relationship they was having and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't ask questions. You know, from what I was looking at as y'all just building a relationship just for the simple fact, and y'all see me looking around because I'm in the parking lot, so I'm paying attention to motherfuckers. People are walking past, so if they look like I'm, you know what I'm saying, doing this, I'm looking around. All right, so just use your mind. But Of course, I knew that my sister and them was gonna build up a relationship and stuff like that, because, you know, this is the auntie right here, you know, just like how I got to communicate with my the mother of my child, you got to communicate with her too as well. So they started to build a rapport with each other, whatever the case may be or whatever, right? So it was a situation that transpired in 2020 where my mother was supposed to take my son and I forgot what it was. I think it was like a certain type of outfit or whatever. Had to grab it or whatever. Money got sent or whatever the case may be, and had to grab a certain type of outfit, and she wasn't able to do it. So I wasn't at the house at the particular time or whatever the case may be. So I drove all the way over there or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, pick my son up, because my son was already over there. So I drive over there and stuff like that, pick him up or whatever, and the mix of me picking him up, trying to hear him and grab it and stuff like that, put it on him and stuff, I'm getting bombarded with phone calls and stuff like that, like, what's going on, from the mother of my child, what's going on, why y'all ain't did this yet, why y'all ain't did this yet, blah blah blah, and all this old stuff. And you know, I'm cool with taking the arguments and shit like that. Like, talk to me as crazy as you want to, talk to me as crazy, I'm cool with that, like, whatever. I understand that, you know, you got a spike about me because, you know, I'm the baby father and shit like that, and you follow society, so, you know, you just got a, you know, a spike with me just to be having one. You know what I'm saying? I get that. You can talk to me as crazy as you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes in one ear and out the other. I don't listen to nothing that you say. Like, the shit is just laughable to me. You know what I mean? Especially the shit that you done did. You shouldn't have no type of spike towards me. But anyway, so I'm getting all these phone calls and shit like that, and I'm like, yo, like, regardless of what happened, you know what I'm saying, you know, my mother, she fell asleep or whatever the case may be, I'm doing it right now. Like, it is what it is. Like, we can't make the past be the past. The past is what it is. Like, what else do you want me to do? So she gets off the phone with me, right, and calls my mother up. And the mix of her calling my mother up, she's on the phone with her, cussing, hooting, hollering, using that same type of energy that she just used with me and stuff like that or whatever. So my mother calls me up or whatever and asks, tells me that, yo, you know, such and such just called me up, you know what I'm saying, talking very belligerent and blah 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 and stuff like that. Look, I'm just a grandmother. Like, I don't know why she even talking to me like that. Like, I'm just the grandmother. I'm not the father. I'm just the grandmother. Like, I don't have to do nothing. And I'm like, Mom, I get it. I know you don't have to do nothing. I will talk to her. So I call her back up and I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, why you just call my mom up talking crazy and stuff like that? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She has nothing to do with this. Oh, she do have something to do with this. She do have something to do with this. She supposed to have took him here and did this and stuff like that. And she falling asleep and I didn't pay this money. And I'm like, yo, look, check this out, right? I understand that you're mad, but for one, we're not gonna deal with this disrespectful ass shit right here. If you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at me. She has nothing to do with this shit. Okay? Nothing at all. If it was that big of a problem, that big of a concern, you should have did this shit on your own motherfucking shit. That's what you should have did. Why ain't have time to do it? Why did you wait until the last moment to do it? If you knew the shit was today, why would you wait until today to try to grab this shit? You had yesterday to grab it. You had the day before to grab it. You had the day before to tell me to grab it. You had the day before to tell her to. You had all this time to do it. But you wait until the last moment. See, that's one thing about the mother of my child. She always wait until the last moment to do shit and tell motherfuckers about shit. Like, that's nothing new right there. So when I seen motherfuckers rushing and trying to hear her, I knew that this was all on her because she always do that shit. Even to this day, when she tells me shit or he needs something, she always wait until the last moment to tell me. Never give me a window. Like, prime example, when it comes to he needs something for I'm just gonna use football for example, because I can't think of nothing else right now. But she'll wait until like football, you know, because it costs about $500 for him to do football and shit like that, and either I'll pay it all or we'll just go half on it or whatever. And she'll always wait until 1 or 2 days to tell me that, oh, well, the deadline is this day. Why did you just tell me right now? Why? You knew the date. You knew this. You knew this. Like, why would you wait? Why would you wait to tell me that you don't got your half of the money? Or to tell me that he don't got this and I need to get this? Or to tell me that you don't, why would you wait? Let me know ahead of time so I can go ahead and try to get all the shit and stuff like that, and boom, we can be done with it. I understand you trying to be a great mother. Hey, you a great mother to my son. I will never take that away from you and stuff like that. But goddamn, stop waiting till the last moment to say shit. Like, it's always the same thing. I'm just using that as an example, but there's other examples that she waits until the last moment to say something about what's going on. When if you would have gave us a heads up, if you would have gave us a little bit of, all right, this needs to be done X amount of time, we got this, the shit would have been done with, and we wouldn't be rushing at the end of the day. But just like with this day, waiting to the last moment to do this shit, now we are rushing because now he has to be there within 30 minutes and he still don't, you know what I'm saying, still putting on his clothes and stuff like that, and it takes 40 minutes to get there, so obviously he's going to be late. So now you want to get mad at us like it's our fault, but it's not our fault. Why did you wait until the last moment to do this shit? I'm sorry that, you know what I'm saying, my mother fell asleep, but hey, at the end of the day, it's not her fault. She's not entitled or obligated to do shit. Just like the other way around. Your mother is not entitled or obligated to do shit. This is our child. Alright? All I want you to do is give us a head start. Give us understanding like, hey, he's about to do this. Give us a better window than just telling us the next day or telling us within 2 hours of when he got to do it. That shit is terrible right there. But that's what happened. So I'm sitting there telling that shit and stuff like that or whatever. She hooting, hollering, cussing, all that dumbass shit and stuff like that or whatever the case may be. So I instantly hang up like, bitch, fuck you. Like, I ain't got time to hear this goof ass shit. Like, you sitting here hooting, hollering and stuff like that. Like, for what? Like, first of all, you got another baby father. Like, don't yell at me. Yell at him. You got another baby father. I'm not no, you know what I'm saying? I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not in love with you. Like, don't yell at me. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, your second baby father. Well, your first baby father, I should say. I'm just your first baby father, all right? You got a whole nother relationship to deal with. Don't yell at me. Yell at him, all right? No disrespect, bro, but don't yell at me, though. You feel me? Second of all, this ain't got nothing to do with my mother and stuff like that. So for you to call her up and yelling at her and stuff like that, you really just blew me off with that right there. Like, she has nothing to do with this shit. Like, nothing at all. Third of all, why you sitting here and saying all this shit and stuff like that? Like, let's dig back a little bit real quick. Aren't you the same person that when you had my child, or when you was, you know what I'm saying, 6 months with my child and stuff like that, that you was, you know what I'm saying, having a sexual relationship with a man, with my child inside of you? Like, the fuck? And then a lot of people want to sit there and be like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, why you be putting her? I don't be putting her to do shit. Like, people be telling me like, oh man, you know, like you know how it be, the whole, you know, the woman is always right, the man is always wrong type shit. Like, I don't be doing shit. Like, I'm not the one that ended that relationship. She the one that ended that relationship with a nigga named Kibo and fucked him. And I ain't want nothing to do with her, but she was already pregnant, so I had to deal with her. She the one that was fucking the guy when she was 6-7 months pregnant with my son. She's the one that, when she already had my son, 2-3 days later and shit like that, she want to get into an argument with me and shit for no for no reason and shit. Throw a phone at me and shit like that. I leave out the motherfucking house and shit like that, and then she want to call her family and shit like that, and try to get me jumped and shit like that. She the one that went down there and told the police a motherfucking lie and shit like that, that I was abusing her throughout her whole motherfucking relationship. I mean, not relationship, abusing her throughout her whole pregnancy. I wasn't around you during your pregnancy. You was fucking on a dude named Goose. I wasn't around you. Not at all. But you want to sit there and tell the police that shit and stuff like that, and tell them that, oh yeah, he was over here at the house and he was beating my ass and shit like that. No, you threw a phone at me and I fucking left. Like, stop fucking lying. But that's the story and the narrative that you want to tell the police, though. So you're the one that caused these issues and problems. You're the one that want to sit there in front of the judge and stuff like that, and the judge being a dumbass like what all judges do, and want to sit there and believe everything that the woman says and be like, well, what do you want to do, and this and that, and have me be on some fucking bullshit ass program where the only way I can see my son is once a week at some fucking shrink, an hour away and shit like that, and I came to every motherfucking shrink class. She put me on a program because she want to sit there and lie so much to the motherfucking judge and shit. They put me on a motherfucking program where the only way I can see my son for like 7 months. I had to go to this shrink where I had to drive an hour out, and pretty much I'm in a room with a lady or whoever, and my son is already there and stuff like that. He's an infant at this time. He's already there and stuff like that. She's nowhere around and stuff like that. I go in there, the lady's standing off to the side and stuff, but she's jotting and, you know, writing and shit like that. Like, okay, he came in here. Okay, he looked at him. Okay, he picked him up. Okay, he played with him for a little bit. Like that dumbass shit. See, these are the sides of the stories that motherfuckers don't hear and shit. See, y'all want to hear all that other bullshit and stuff like that, like her friends and family and shit like that. Like, oh, why is just, whoa, I ain't do shit. I ain't do a motherfucking thing. I'm the one that got put through all the dumb shit and bullshit. You feel me? Like, you know how embarrassing that was? I had to go through that weird ass shit. Then at one particular time, want to throw me on child support. While I'm sitting here taking care of my son, doing this and doing that and shit like that, but throw me on child support out of spite. Out of spite. Where the judge is sitting there telling me, yeah, at this point in time, everything that you buy for your son and stuff like that, it's just gonna be a gift and stuff. You know how hurtful that is when a man tells you or a woman tells you that everything that you buy for your kid from this point on is just a gift. And it really put me in a spot and in a phase where I got to the point at one time that I didn't want to do shit, because it's like, damn, this man or this woman, I forgot who the judge was, just really sat here, just crushed my heart right now. Like, everything that I buy for my son now is just a motherfucking gift. Like, that shit wild. Like, I just sat here and did all this shit, all this sacrificing. You know what I mean? You just sat there and lied to your family and shit like that. So now I'm out here fighting your brother for what? Because he believes in your lies. I got, you know what I'm saying, your cousins calling me up saying that they gonna shoot me and shit like that when they see me. For what? Because you want to sit here and lie and shit. Like, motherfuckers don't understand the type of bullshit that I had to go through with this woman just to see my son. Going an hour out in front of a shrink to see my son and shit. Like, the type of shit that you put me through to see my son and shit, any other motherfucker would have been like, man, fuck this shit, the hell with this, man, I'm gone. But instead, I still stuck around and still went through that shit. You feel me? Still went through that shit. But not too much dwell on that, because I can go on for hours talking about the relationship between me and her and shit like that at the beginning. But this is about my sister though. But so after I get off the phone with her and shit like that or whatever, and I hang up on her, I call my sister, because my sister's the one that was supposed to come pick him up and shit, right? I call her up or whatever, and I'm like, yo, just to let you know, such and such just called up moms and shit like that, and was saying this and saying that and blah blah blah, and talking very belligerent and stuff like that. Like, I'm running down the whole scoop of like what was going on and shit like that, right? And the only response that my sister gave me was, okay, and I'm like, okay, and what? Because I didn't hear stories, from other family members and stuff like that, like my sister and mother don't see eye to eye and shit like that. Like, they got some type of whatever, they don't see eye to eye and shit like that. I've heard stories about it, right? But I never seen it and for real. I just heard stories. So, I don't believe shit until I see it for real. So when she said that, like, okay, and like, so what? Like, I'm like, wait a minute, like, you gonna allow this motherfucker right here to talk crazy to our mother? Like, what's wrong with you? Well, y'all should have had him on time. You know what? I didn't heard, and this is how I talk to, right? I'm like, you know what? I have heard stories about this shit, and I didn't want to believe this shit, but obviously it's really true right now. Whatever you and mom's got and shit like that, whatever type of whatever, that shit is sick. That you'll sit here and side with a motherfucker that not only just sit here and talk crazy to your motherfucking mother, the motherfucker that gave you birth, but also put your little brother do a whole bunch of bullshit just to see his motherfucking child at first. And you'll sit here and side with this motherfucker. You know what? Don't ever talk to me again. I don't want to see you. You're pretty much dead to me. Simple as that. Don't say nothing to me. Don't talk to me. If you see me in public, you better walk the other direction. Because I'm telling you, it's going to get fucking ugly out here. I mean, I'm just going to be 100. That's how I talked to her that day. Like, I don't got time for the weird shit, because it was not only the disrespect that she was willing to allow to happen with our mother, but then I started thinking about all the bullshit that I had to be put through just to see my son. And you're siding with this motherfucker right here that put me through all this bullshit. Like, that shit is wild to me. You feel me? Fucking wild to me. And ever since that day, that happened in 2020, it's 2023. Because I told my mother, I was like, Mom's, like, you know, don't even feed into it. Because she was, you know what I'm saying, willing to press charges, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Mom, just don't feed into it. I'll deal with it. I'm sorry that happened. You know, I know that should not happen. I'm sorry. You know, being very apologetic and stuff like that. You know, my mother, she's a strong woman. She's a strong woman. She's, you know, she's able to forgive and forget and stuff like that. Me personally, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. The only reason why, and this is the truth, the only reason why I even hold somewhat conversation with the mother of my child and be cordial with her after that happened right there is just for the simple fact that you have my child and I want to see my son. That's the only reason why. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't say a word to you. You would be dead to me, like invisible to me. Until he is able to live on his own, or he's not in your presence no more and stuff like that, that's the only reason why I deal with you in some type of form or fashion. The only reason. I can't wait till he gets to the point. He already got his own cell phone, but he never has it on him, or, you know, it's always dead or something like that, because I always call his phone first before I call her up. But he never has his phone on him, so it's like, God damn, I gotta call her up. Yo, he around you, or yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it, that's all. And there's no disrespect. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody and stuff like that, but I'm just letting you know that's how I feel. I don't want nothing to do with nobody. Like, I tell this to people all the time. I go through so much bullshit and so much random just fuckery shit all the time. I'm at the point in my life, like, I just cut people off. Like, any type of bullshit that is going, I just cut you off. Especially when I'm not gaining shit from knowing you. Like, I don't. And like I said, the only reason why we you know what I'm saying, are able to be, you know what I'm saying, somewhat cordial and stuff like that, or whether it's because, like I said, I want to see my son. You have my son the majority of the time and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. If it wasn't, man, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't say a word to a motherfucker, man. I'm just being 100% honest. You feel me? But when it comes to my sister, though, on the behalf, though, you know, I don't have no child with my sister. She's just my sister. I hate to say it, but like I said, I haven't talked to her in 3 years. Since that day, I haven't said a word to her, haven't talked to her. I've seen her a couple times here and there and stuff like that. Dropping my son off, didn't say nothing to her. I seen her, it was one time that I thought the mother of my child was gonna, you know, pick my son up. He was at my house. I thought she was gonna pick him up, but instead, though, my sister came and picked him up and stuff like that. Didn't say a word to her. It was one time that I seen her at the gas station. Didn't say a word to her. Like, the shit dead in my eyes. I'm sorry. Like, I love you. You're still my sister. You know, push come to shove, if somebody was to harm you in front of me, best believe I'll jump into action and defend you as my sister. But other than that, though, I just don't want nothing to do with you. Like, as simple as that. Like I said, I'm 31 years old. I'm tired of going through bullshit. I'm tired of being around dumb shit all the time. Especially when I start really getting into depth with these videos and stuff like that. Dealing with dumb shit on a regular day basis, that shit starts to put a toll, and it really starts to put a lot of strain on you. And I get to the point now that, you know, and maybe it's not the right type of mindset to have, but I get to the point now where I feel like the only way that I can stop this dumb shit from going on, or stop this, you know, saying bullshit from going on, is just cutting motherfuckers off. And that's what I do. I just cut motherfuckers off. Like, I don't care the relationship. I'll just cut you off. Like, I'm sorry. I'd rather deal with myself and be lonely than to deal with motherfuckers on a regular day basis that I gotta go through bullshit or I gotta go through. I don't want to do none of that shit. Like, that shit is stupid to me. Like, I'm cool on all that. Like, we're all fucking grown. Act like we're fucking grown. Stop acting like fucking children. You feel me? I don't know what type of relationship or why you so, you know, mad at moms and shit like that, but you need to get the fuck over that shit. I see that, you know what I'm saying, you and mom still be talking now and stuff like that. I see that y'all be still talking here and there and stuff like that because she be telling me that. But still though, you should never have allowed that conversation right there to go like that. You should have easily jumped into action and called her up and be like, yo, like, I understand that you mad and stuff like that, but don't talk to my moms like that. Like, that's my mom's right there. Like, don't talk to her like that. Like, she has nothing to do with this. Instead, you wanted to side with that woman. All right, well, you want to side with that woman, that's your family in my eyes. That's your family. And just like how I treat the rest of her family, I don't got nothing to say to you. I treat her family the same motherfucking way. I don't say nothing to them. I'm not disrespectful. I come around, hey, how y'all doing? That's it. I don't got nothing else to say. Motherfuckers always be saying, man, you come around, you just very quiet and awkward. I don't have nothing to say. I'm not finna phony kick it. Y'all don't like me, I don't like y'all. Well, I'm sit here and laugh and joke with y'all. Fuck that. All right, man, watch out. Watch the fuck out. I ain't got nothing to say to y'all. I'm only here because of my son. That's the only reason why I'm here. The only reason. I ain't got no other reason to be here. Simple as that. Simple as that. You feel me? But I just want to make that video talking about that. It's fucked up. Cause I think about that a lot. I really do, man. I really do be thinking about that a lot. Like, it's fucked up that, you know, me and my sister fell out because of, you know what I'm saying, that certain type of situation or circumstance. And it's sad, man. Like, it really does, you know what I'm saying, fuck with me that, you know what I'm saying, I don't have no relationship with my sister no more. I know some of y'all gonna sit there and be like, well, you know, you kind of, well, look why I chose to do that. Like, I don't deal with the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? One thing about me, I have a lot of pride in me. I don't deal with disrespect. Like, I'll just cut you off. Like, I'm just not gonna talk to you. And I do be sitting back just thinking like, damn, man, like, you know what I'm saying? But I look at it like this. If you was willing to allow that to happen once, you allowed that shit to happen twice. And for you to have, you know what I'm saying, such a negative energy, a negative type of attitude towards our mother because of some shit that happened way back in the motherfucking 80s where she had to sit here and defend her life. Not only she had to defend her life, but she also had to defend y'all life too as well, because obviously y'all was already born for her to sit there and kill him and defend herself, because, you know, he can't be dead and, you know, y'all not here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was already here. So not only she had to defend herself, but she defending y'all too as well. And y'all holding a vendetta towards our mother because y'all got the wrong story and you just think that your mother just killed your father for no fucking reason. Alright. Shit wild to me. Shit's fucking wild to me. But yeah, man, it's fucked up though that I don't got no relationship with my sister though. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, hey, I done lost a lot of relationships with motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's how I look at it. But let me know, have y'all ever went through some shit like that, man? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all got a good relationship with y'all sisters, y'all siblings and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Are y'all still in cahoots with y'all siblings and stuff like that? Or are y'all not seeing eye to eye with y'all siblings and stuff like that? You know what I mean? And like I said, if y'all think that I'm wrong, man, give me some insight and let me know why y'all think that I might be wrong and shit like that. You know what I mean? Of me moving the way that I move and stuff. Like I said, I just don't deal with people and they bullshit. Like, I done went through so much bullshit in my life. If I can find a way to alleviate bullshit out of my life, I just cut it. And I'm sorry, maybe sometimes I jump the gun sometimes too quickly, and where there's room for, you know, patch and room for, you know what I'm saying, forgiveness, I just say, no, I'm cool. I don't want no forgiveness. Like, you're a grown-ass motherfucker. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you how to move and operate out here. Like, you should have known that was wrong. I don't give out motherfucking passes. Fuck that shit. Like, I'm sorry. I forgive you for what you said, but I don't forget, and I don't want nothing to do with you. As simple as that. Simple. You feel me? But, I'm thinking I ain't get up out of here. Damn, that shit was 34 minutes. God damn. I'm thinking I don't get up out of here, man. Y'all be smooth, man. Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all be safe out here, man. Y'all keep it real smooth and steady out here, man. But until next time, I'm gonna holler at y'all the next one, man. God bless, man. Blessings to all, man. You already know. And I'm up out of here, man. Gang, man. Let's get money, y'all.